from Nymble, and today I'm going to be demonstrating a recipe end-to-end on Nymble the cooking robot. At Nymble, we're building cooking robots to help people cook fresh, delicious, nutritious food at the comfort of their own homes. So today we're going to be cooking Shakshuka, a flavorful Middle Eastern dish made with eggs in a spicy bell pepper and tomato sauce. So stick around to the end of the video to see how it turns out. Before we dive in, let me show you a quick version of how Nymble cooks. You select a recipe and it tells you exactly how to prep the ingredients. The ingredients go into these containers, which then slot in over here. You fill up your oil and water and your spices in the form of pods that go in right here. You have the stirrer, which sits atop the pan, and the pan which sits atop the induction, which is the source of heat. So now that we've seen how to set up a recipe on Nymble, let's delve into how Nymble actually cooks. Nymble uses a form of artificial intelligence called computer vision. And we've got a camera set up right above the pan that looks into the dish just like you and I. So just like how a human chef looks for visual cues in a recipe, Nymble looks into the pan and looks for things like doneness, texture, size and color of the ingredients to move on to the next step of the recipe. For example, Nymble can see exactly when the onions are browning in a recipe to move on to the next step. Once you set things up, all you do is hit cook and the ingredients fall into the pan at the right time and temperature. It's basically magic. So today we're going to be cooking 2 servings of Shakshuka. I'm actually going to be using the Nymble app for the mobile phone called the companion app. I'm going to follow the instructions and load up the ingredients. As you can see, my ingredients are all prepped over here and it took me just about 10 minutes. So we have 2 broken chicken eggs in container 1, white onion, garlic and red bell pepper in container 2, 3 teaspoons of garlic on top, some canned crushed tomatoes in container C, and finally 2 more eggs in container D. So you slot in the containers accordingly. As you can see, they just lock into the arms. You can give them a little tug to make sure they're in place. So now I'm going to be loading up my spices into the designated holders in the drawer over here before proceeding with the recipe. The Nymble app tells you exactly where the spices go. So as you can see, it's salt in 1, black pepper in 2, sugar in 3, cayenne pepper in 4, paprika in 5 and cumin powder in 6. As you can see, this carousel over here rotates pretty freely, so you can adjust it to your liking. And the spice pod just fits in just like that, super easy. So now I'm going to be connecting the spatula to the stirrer. Make sure you connect the magnetic connector and we're done. So Nymble's going to run a series of checks before starting the recipe to make sure everything's in order so you can safely step away while Nymble's cooking. Just press start cooking and let the magic unfold. So as you can see, there's a moment of stillness on the pan, and this is because the camera is actively looking into the pan to understand what ingredients have gone in so it can make a judgment before beginning to cook the ingredients perfectly. So the recipe is just done cooking and this page is opened up here for a little tip with garnishing with some freshly chopped parsley, and I can even rate the dish out of 5 stars. And I've even gotten a notification on my phone saying that it's done. Let's take a look, shall we? So it looks great visually. I really can't wait to taste it. The seasoning is perfect. And the red bell pepper sauce with the tomatoes is so flavorful. If you're curious to know how the food tastes, we actually have real life in-person demonstrations in the Bay Area in California, so you can pop by anytime you want. But if you're not in the area, you can always sign up for our virtual demonstrations where you can ask your questions live. If you're wondering about the cleanup, it's super simple. Everything on Nymble that comes into contact with food is dishwasher friendly, and the device itself can be wiped down with kitchen towels. And thanks for staying till the end.